Hi everyone, and welcome to another Tribe Forex Power Hour. Today is June 30th, 2014. I'm going to do today what I've done for years, which is an analysis of the markets and evaluation of our biases, which are based upon the 5 p.m. Eastern Time close of our daily bars. Now, obviously the bias is the most important thing. At 5 p.m. we do our market analysis. Bias is basically determining beforehand what direction the market is most likely to go in. We execute in two ways. Number one, we take a set and forget it trade. That's one thing we can do. And two, we can day trade in the direction of our bias using our pods for bigger profits. Now, I'm going to tell you what a pod is in a series that we're coming out with here at Tribe Forex. So if you go to Tribe Forex, you'll be able to get access to that probably in the next couple of days. Having said that, guys, let's take a look at the charts, determine what our bias is so we can start making our way to profits. All right, so the euro dollar had a major breakout, guys. Broke out of, number one, the trend line. Number two, the 50 EMA broke right through it. Broke through another area of support and resistance that was here at 136.71. It broke through also the Bollinger Middle on the monthly as well. It's kind of closed at the 38.2 fib area, and it closed right below the 38.2 fib area, which is really interesting. I think that there is a chance that we can see price do a little bit of retracement, but the fact that it's closed above these areas, it really does bode well for a continuation to the upside. And what I'm also seeing, if I can enlarge this here, we have a nice reversal candle that's formed right on this monthly chart. You can barely see it here because I've got so much going on here on this monthly, but I think we can see ourselves and bring ourselves right back up to about 138.50, and then I'm going to look for another drop, and that's where I'm going to be looking for bigger profits. Unless something else happens, guys, that's really what I'm looking for. Basically, we could have expected this, and I honestly should have expected this. We had the news come out of the U.S. about a continuation in the same direction, which means that they were not going to increase interest rates. They were looking for more monetary easing, and obviously the euro has kind of tightened up a little bit, which gave their currency a little bit more value. We should have expected this price to move up, but we got to follow the technicals. We're not fundamental traders. I think that this does bode well for a continuation to the upside for the short term. I think we can get all the way up here, maybe to 3,800-ish, and that we're going to see, a little back and forth here, but I think we're going to see a continuation, and I think we're watching the beginning of a short-term trend. So having said that, I would be buying the euro at areas of support. I think 136.71 is a good place to look for it, but also right here at 136.87 is also another good place to look for a buy. This is kind of iffy territory because we're just starting a breakout here. We had massive movement up here on this currency that we haven't seen in quite some time. It seems like a lot of movement, but it really wasn't. Only 58 pips of movement, but it's a bigger bar than we've seen recently on the euro dollar. So I'm looking for a buy at 136.71 or set and forget at 136.87. That's what I'm looking for a buy on the euro dollar. Same thing on the dollar Swiss. We're below the Bollinger Middle band on the daily. We're also below the trend line, 88.75. I'm looking for price to come back to 88.75 on this trend line and continue down on the dollar Swiss. So I'm going to watch and see what market movement occurs here, because it is kind of, when you start a breakout, it could be a false breakout. So price could always come back in. For the time being, based on what we're seeing, that would be the price point that I would look for a sell here on the dollar Swiss. If that sell does not hold up, then so be it. It doesn't hold up, and then we begin to look for other opportunities. And that opportunity would be most likely for a buy going forward. But right now we're going to be looking for a sell on the dollar Swiss. Looks like a trend to the sell side, and that's what we're looking for. All right. The pound dollar. Now pound dollar is really interesting. Pound dollar really had very good movement here from high to low. We had 107 pips. That's very good movement for this pound dollar recently. And I just remarked on this earlier. And the reason I have this ATR up here is just to see what the average true range was of price, and it's been about 72 pips 70 to 72 pips on the pound dollar recently, which means that we did have massive movement. We had quite a bit of movement here on the pound dollar. Sorry. So we had a breakout as well. Small breakout of this zone, also above the Bollinger Upper Band. Now, if you look what I've drawn here, it's actually a channel that we've been in here, upward channel in the pound dollar. So price goes up, comes down, goes up, comes down, goes up. I'm looking for price to get back up to about 171.50, or get up to 1.7150 on this thing. 171.50 is going to be a good place for us to be looking for a sell off of here. So between 171.50 and 171.70, okay, that's our range essentially here. And so I'm going to be looking for a buy here on the pound dollar until then. Now we have the Bollinger Upper Band here at 1.7084 is going to be support for us. We're going to look for buys in that area, and right where we currently are at 17100. Now look, price closed above 170.100. It's saying something. We ended up closing at 171.04, closed above 1.7100. That's what we're going to be looking for. Okay, we're going to be continuation up on the pound dollar. All right, so the dollar yen also continues downward. Just broke below the 200 EMA. I think we can see a continuation down as well, a sell on the dollar yen. 101.33. I think that there's a good opportunity either for a sell-off of 101.63 or 101.33 at this juncture, or the previous high at 101.46. So look for price action in that vicinity that lines up with our methodology, which is, you know, the trade-off of pods, etc. All right, Aussie dollar. Aussie dollar is it's funny because the Aussie dollar and the New Zealand dollar now, they were the ones that were moving just a couple of weeks ago when we were in consolidation on all other peers, and you can see that the Aussie dollar is actually in consolidation right now, still in consolidation here, and really holding to that consolidation. I'm gonna call a consolidation movement here. This is really good for a sell going down. We do have a trend line. It'll be interesting to me to see how the market responds to this trend line. If it bounces off of that trend line, it heads up. But it's currently in consolidation. It's clearly in consolidation, and we've got to look for consolidation going forward. Same thing on the New Zealand dollar. We're going to look for consolidation. That means that we buy the lows, we sell the highs of price in that territory. I don't have a tremendous amount to say there. Now this euro yen was actually perfect. It really gave us a beautiful buy right off the 200 EMA. That was the trade of the day, if you will. Really beautiful opportunity there. I can go to the lower time frame and show you. You'd have seen that it was really just nice. We generally don't trade on Sunday, Monday, so that was not really an option for us. I do think there's going to be a continuation up here, potentially. I want to say to 138.90 to 139.900. Okay, that zone. So I'm going to look for a continuation up. There's still consolidation here, guys. We're still in consolidation here on this pair, on this yen pair, but I think there's a little bit more movement to the upside for this yen. So I'm going to call a buy bias here from current levels, and look for it to move up essentially. All right, so the pound yen still in consolidation as well, kind of at the top of its range. In fact, actually on these two, the euro yen and the pound yen, I'm not even going to call anything because of the way they are. They're sitting right on price action. This one actually closed below. The pound yen could actually, on this pound yen, it could continue to move forward or it could drop. I'm not sure about that. There's not a tremendous amount of that I can say from a probability standpoint, and so I'm not going to call that. Dollar CAD is definitely going to move up. It's going to move up to 1.0687. That's not a tremendous amount of range, but this is about 15 pips you can gain. I'm going to be looking for what happens right here at this level, this Bollinger area that's been area of support and resistance for us. See how the market really reacts to it. Yeah, this is a tough one to really call. I'm not going to call this one either. I do think that there's a bit of consolidation in here. I do think it's going to continue to move up here until about 1.0695 in that area. Let me take a look at what else is happening. All right, we could have a continuation. We could have a sell continuation here on the dollar CAD. And this is actually very, very good trend line dating back to 2012, September of 2012. So it's about 2 years old. We are below that level at this moment. So we could have a sell on the dollar CAD, and actually that's what I'm going to probably go with as far as the bias is concerned. I'm look for a sell here. Oh, actually on the lower side, it's actually right above it. Maybe we'll have a consolidation in between these ranges, 1.0687. I would sell off 1.0687 and see what happens at 1.0643. Maybe you want to take some profit about 1.0643. And if price continues to move down, then you'll have another opportunity beyond a shadow of a doubt. And so that is what I have on the dollar CAD. Okay. And that pretty much sums up our pairs. Once again, it's buy on the euro dollar, sell on the dollar Swiss, pound dollar buy, strong buy, sell on the dollar yen, Aussie dollar consolidation. I'm not calling these two. The New Zealand dollar is also consolidation. Euro yen. I'm not calling euro yen, I'm not calling the pound yen. The dollar CAD is a sell for us off of 1.0687. Hope these trades work out for you guys. I will talk to you tomorrow. All the best. Bye-bye.